The biggest clue for us is just how unhappy she was, and that was where it got me extremely concerned. She was just crying hours a day, and she was, banging her head into the ceramic tile. She was arching her back and screaming. We had trouble dressing her, and when she wasn't crying, she was just kind of sitting in a corner, staring off into space, just this very sullen look.
In the beginning, you wouldn't be able to break through, so to speak, and connect to Amelia and be able to gather why she's so upset.
The idea behind the community school is to, from the very beginning, start treatment in an inclusive setting and to maximize the children's potential from day one. We live in a world where everyone has differences, and for the typically developing children in the community school, they learn from a very early age that differences are something that are good and something that they don't need to be afraid of. They build friendships and tolerance and understanding from a very early age that lasts a lifetime.
The community school is absolutely incredible, and nowhere else are you going to find teachers who care so deeply about your children and so involved in your life. To go next year, to kindergarten and to lose that, and for Amelia to lose that it's scary. It's very scary.
We had a great amount of fear from leaving SARRC, the safety of SARRC. There was uncertainty for what we were about to face, what the boys were about to face. There were safety concerns because one of our boys, especially Gavin, has a tendency to wander. And there was uncertainty to the degree of socialization, acceptance. All of those things combined left us with a huge sense of unknown and of fear.
Part of inclusion means that when a child transitions from our community preschool, where it is an inclusive setting and we have typically developing peers in the classroom with them, is that they transition into a regular education kindergarten placement. And it changes in terms of our capacity for support. At that point, our clinician is helping out in the classroom, and they're serving a dual role to help that student, but also blend in so that the student learns how to be successful and learn from the teacher in the classroom, the other students in the classroom, because that's really what we want with inclusion, is for them to be a contributing member of that larger group.
I am seeing now already that there are more and more students coming into our school that need extra resources, students that do have autism, as well as other challenges. And it's going to just get bigger. And what we need to do as administrators, as teachers, is to become more educated and open to involving them in our programs and supporting them and giving them the support that they need.
SARRC helped us map out and helped facilitate every step of the way. The friendships that SARRC has made with the community helped us find this school in the first place. And the school embraced us as much as we've embraced the school. And that has helped our whole family transition.
All of us really just want to be accepted and want to be seen. And so we want to make sure that Jack feels like he belongs and that he's part of something and that he has a lot of friendships and security, and he develops relationships that are meaningful to him in his life. So most of our therapies today focus on that. The right things to say, how to become part of a group, how to engage in different activities that children enjoy, and just to make sure he's a happy child and a happy adult one day.
My biggest fear is what happens when we're gone. Is he going to be able to live independently? Is he going to be able to get a job? Can he take care of himself? And do we want it to be Brianna, his twin sister's responsibility? We don't. It's a fear.
We know that children with autism will become adults with autism. And so we need to plan for all these children who are going to become adults, who will be adults much longer than they are children, so that they can live independently in our community. Autism Community Works is a teen-based program that focuses early on employment for our teenagers with autism. The idea is to get them volunteer work opportunities so they already start to learn important vocational skills before they enter the job market.
Beneficial Beans Cafe has quickly become the hub of our social enterprise programs. So with Culinary Works, Garden Works, and Rising Entrepreneurs all feeding products into the cafes. So Beneficial Beans has become an enterprise that is creating awareness within the community, an opportunity for employment for our adults with autism, and opportunities for continuing vocational training.
In this health center, we have a healthy cafe, and we needed a bright and engaging group of customer service-oriented associates to serve our patients and our staff. And with an organization like SARRC, it's about the next generation. It's about innovation, not only for its own sake, but for a lasting impression in the community.
SARRC is a unique center for autism because it not only serves children across the lifespan, but is supported by a robust research program.
We collect a vast amount of data for any individual of any age who participates in our program. And that creates this really valuable resource, something that we're referring to as the lifetime database, because we'll be able to track an individual's progress from the point of diagnosis right on up through adulthood and how well they're doing on their measures of independent functioning. And we'll be able to kind of examine various parts of the data that might help to be predictors for how well a person is going to do in a specific environment.
Prior to being at SARRC, I didn't know what the future held for the boys and if it was possible for them to have much of a future, if anything. But going through the SARRC program and now being in this program here at school with their aides, my husband and I see them graduating high school, hopefully going on to college, securing jobs, having independence, having those friendships that really create a life.
As I've always said, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon with our kids. So we've got to be in it for the long haul, we got to be dedicated, and we got to stick with it. It's just that simple.
I was afraid we were losing her. I felt like I'd lost my little girl. A year and a half, almost 2 years later, we have an incredibly funny, happy little girl. And I think just seeing her personality emerge in the past 2 years has been the best thing.